let's talk about the topic when people quit pay to win games, or why people quit pay to win games as a relatively large donor to the game. So let's see the leaderboard. We have a player who is currently in first place. You can evidently see that he's gained quite a lot of power, a huge amount of power compared to everyone else, myself included. I'm in position 4, by the way, currently. As a VIP 0, I haven't paid a cent on this account. I have paid some money on another account, but not here, because this is a VIP 0 experiment. And if you go to the guild, I was actually in the same guild with this person. And I can tell you exactly when he quit. He quit, let's see, 10 days ago. So 10 days ago, when I didn't even get, let's say, 3 million power, I was like, I had half the power as he did, and he quit. Now, based on information that I have, and I could check all this information, by the way, from the leaderboard, I could see what is going on. So you click on his account, you can see the skills. You can see basically that all skills are purple. You can see attack, defense, everything. You can even see artifacts. You can see spells, levels, and so on. And also artifacts. If you check out the artifacts, there's like 1.8 million power from artifacts. I'm position 3 with 880,000. So it's more than double. Just a bit more than double. Not for long, but a bit more than double. And you can see that basically purchased most artifacts. +1, +1, +1, +2. This artifact has 6 pieces, by the way. It is already in +2. And this is when it becomes a bit weird, because this is if I'm not mistaken, Frozen World level 1. This is in conflict with Armageddon's Blade. And you see that you can only use one out of the two, yet he purchased both of them. And here we have some more artifacts. You see that he purchased them all. Now, this means that this was not an optimal spending spree, but some of the power was just fake power. But regardless, he was so much better in terms of performance than anyone else, that we evidently saw that he's a lot stronger. And I think he's gonna stay this strong for about a month. And then everyone will, or most people who are still active, will start overtaking him. What broke was about 2 weeks ago, when he helped the whole team out in one of the live events. It's called Holy City Siege. And he started complaining that this game is boring. This is Holy City Siege, by the way. He started complaining that the game is boring, and back then I already knew that he would sooner or later quit. Because this is not the first server where I'm seeing this. That people reach some level of power, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, and they just quit. And then I checked out how much he spent. I would say at least high 3 digits, if not 4 digits in dollars. And I was asking myself the question, why does this happen? Because those who spend like 0 or spend like $10, $11, which makes like an optimal spend in terms of enjoyment and experience, they still come back and play hard. Those who spend a lot gain a lot of edge, and then they quit. And I found the answer, actually. They get bored. That's number one. They don't have competition anymore, and they figure out that in order to keep up the edge, they will either have to learn how to play better, or they have to continue spending, and this amount of spending is, after a while, it's not sustainable. Even for those who have like millions of available income, this is just not sustainable. And then when you spend money, you need to figure out like what the game gives you in exchange. And then this game didn't give him enough in exchange, because the first few spends are really, really good. in terms of like moving ahead, but then you can experience diminishing returns. And once these diminishing returns hit, then it's harder and harder to justify spending. And that's the harsh reality of some people quitting. Whether it's healthy or whether it's not healthy, that's another question. So let's talk a bit about pay-to-win mechanics. Is this game specifically, so Era of Chaos, a bad game or a good game because it's pay-to-win? I'm enjoying it quite a lot. And the reason is that I came from a Heroes of Might and Magic background. From the very first game all the way to the fourth one, I finished everything. Back like 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And then I came back and I saw that a competent team is developing parts of the story. Okay, they simplify a lot of things, quite a lot. But we have the same units, we have a story, we have quite a lot of other things that we have a lot more relatable heroes. Just look at some of these heroes, like Sandro, like human Sandro. Look at this elemental hero. Significantly better presentation. It's like 2020. Okay, Roland is a bit older than what I was used to. Here is Lord Hard. I played with Lord Hard back in the days, 20 years ago. So I can see that this is a continuation of that game. And look at this. This is an experiment. As I said, optimal spending is like $11. I spent $0, and I'm in contention for first place right now. First place, because sooner or later, if this player doesn't come back, then what will happen? We will overtake him in a matter of 1 or 2 months. Sometime between 1 or 2 months. Why? Because I've seen this. We go up to level 90, Stadvik battle. I've been involved before. I know what's coming. We're gonna improve this, and this time I have significantly better strategy than first time. Obviously. So I'm in contention for first place with, and you can see the VIP 0 badge on the top. You see, I haven't spent a cent. It's not for bragging rights or anything. It's just to show you that it is possible to play this game as free to play. And this is when you can start thinking, like, a lot of people say, oh, it's so unfair, those people buy victory and so on. But come on, these spends keep the game alive. This is a business. Every software development project is a business. They need income. Just the fact that income is disproportionate and you have the Pareto principle, 80% of the income comes from 20% of the people. Quadratic Pareto principle, that 4% of the income, 4% of the spenders generate 64% of the income. It's like 20% times 20% yields 80% times 80%, And then we have the Pareto principle to the third level. It just means that you get to benefit from the spends of those people with a game that you can still enjoy for free. And even player versus player, you can, if you know what you're doing, you can be quite successful actually. So how is this unfair? I'm thanking these people, or I empathize with these people, and I thank them for their spends, obviously, because I would not do this myself, not because I couldn't afford it, but because it doesn't make sense for me to do it. For him, it made sense to get all these spends, and he got out of it some enjoyment for a couple of months, and then it's gone because he quit. So that's one point, and this is why I wrote in the chat. It was not irony. I wrote it in the chat that maybe the game should treat you a bit better. And I know that some people thought it was irony or something. No, I meant it, because I see that whenever you purchase your very first purchase, what makes the most sense? Just look at growth fund number 1. If you check all these diamonds, 10k, 16k, so it's approximately 22k. 22k of diamonds in exchange for $12 or 12 euros. Okay, we have value added tax and everything, so maybe it's 9.99, I don't know. So this means that for each euro you get a lot of diamonds, because 22k divided by 11 is still approximately 2k. 2000 diamonds or more in exchange for 1 euro is really not bad. It's really not bad. You can do a lot of things, including buying units that I haven't managed to purchase yet. And in fact, if you check out his units, he purchased quite a few units. So for example, level 5 Final Battle Angel, level 6 this crossover unit, quite a lot of units were purchased. And he had his time, enjoyed it, and now we caught up with him. So, was it unfair? I would say not at all, because you get a chance to win even then, if you know what you're doing and if your skill is higher, but only in the long run, obviously. And the game forces people with somewhat less skill to keep on spending. I'm not saying that he had low skill. What I'm saying is that it's kind of bad to go to the guild adventure. This is a guild adventure, and I keep on seeing people who are just left somewhere in a random spot. I believe, I might create a video out of this, I believe that people should do one of two things in the guild adventure. You either earn diamonds in the underground, or you're moving. But just standing in a random spot makes very little sense, because you can earn 1 diamond every 12 minutes if I'm not mistaken. If I am, then it's a different case, but I keep on seeing that I make like more than 100 diamonds. And 100 diamonds, sometimes you have offers that have like 100 diamonds per euro or 100 diamonds per dollar offer. And you can earn this every single day in the guild adventure. And sometimes I saw him that he just parked in a random spot waiting to play. And he was not earning diamonds, even though he purchased all the diamonds possible. And he purchased the best band, then he purchased the second best band, and you have all these nonsense spends. Like a lot of these spends just don't make any sense. With these 100 diamond or 200 diamond per euro or dollar type of offer, where you buy something that you might not even need. Some things make a lot of sense, but a lot of things make absolutely no sense. So this is why you see that after a while you go through, okay, what else can we purchase? And then you see nothing. And then you see others catching up. And then you see that that you have to grind yourself and do things like every single day that others are doing to get ahead. And then the game becomes boring. Obviously they quit. It's obvious. So this is why even free-to-play players have a chance. And if you think that there are two obstacles against play or pay to win, like two people, or there are two things that people say that it's unfair. One is that it's gambling, because rewards are sometimes randomized or you don't know what the best pick is. I'm saying about it that gambling requires a monetary value to be a chance to win a monetary value. In a game, what monetary value can you win? Is there a legal marketplace to sell this account? Not really. If I did that, I would most likely lose my account based on terms and conditions, and others would lose this. There are illegal ways, obviously, to buy-sell accounts. I don't recommend it by default. So there is no monetary value in winning an item that you can use in the game. So by definition, this cannot be gambling. On some level, people with lesser skill may get better units, may get better things, in the altar especially, Whenever you spend the golden key, I show you what happens. I have like 61 spins for a guarantee. Okay, let's do it, it's not a problem. And I either win or I don't. This time I don't, I got a useless unit, I'm not even playing Fortress. It's just a useless try. And oftentimes it is useless. But sometimes it's kind of useful that you get a giant, you get 80 paladins, you get something good. And that's the random element. And obviously you can purchase 10 keys like this for 2,700 diamonds, and that's worth quite a lot of money. Okay, well, 2 to 4 euros to be exact, or $2 to $4, depending on how you purchase it. So altogether, there are good spends, there are bad spends. And as long as the game takes away the good spends from a paying player, they will sooner or later get bored. And then they quit. And then lower VIP players and free-to-play players will eventually catch up. So look at this, how I'm catching up. I'm in position 4 right now. My units are nowhere. You see, 200. I'm like 197k. I have the 20th best unit in the whole game. And the top 8 or so, or top 7, 6 of the 7 belongs to this player. Then the 10th one, then the 12th one. So you see that 17th, 18th one. So you see that his units are so much better. Awakening. So I'm in position 12 because I know that I need to awaken a couple of units and that's it. I'm not spending any diamonds whatsoever. Some other people awakened quite a lot. And I'm just not accelerating this process. It's pointless to me. I will get there. I don't need more awakenings. Heroes. I'm in position 9 right now. I could get better. And you see that I will eventually get better. He got better with some paid heroes already. But I'm in position 9 with a free-to-play. Okay, still 4-star, but free-to-play hero. So, stars. It's the same because we're in the same place in the game because, you know, new chapters are unlocked a lot more slowly. Obviously, we're all have like 1,155 stars in the top 9. I don't know what these others are doing because, you know, he's like level 79 and he missed some stars. Artifacts, you see. I'm like in position 3 right now because I chose to spend a bit more than those who are ahead of me. For example, this player in position 6 is a very knowledgeable player as well. So you see, it's fair game and it's enjoyable even as free to play. I'm not saying that I'm not incentivized to spend at all. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that this is a free-to-play experiment so that you see that it's possible to enjoy the game. That's it. And one thing, if there was a second player on a spending spree, then they would try to outspend each other because of psychology, and this is a bit problematic because people have coping mechanisms, okay? So one of them is like achiever, or pleaser for that matter. They are kind of similar. Other one is rebel, and third one is hermit, recluse. And rebels, they are not affected that much. They just rebel, but they don't spend. It's an achiever who beats themselves up every single day because they are not meeting their own expectations with the game. And then you see that you get beaten by another player, and then your response is, okay, let me get back ahead because I'm an achiever. I need to be in the first position according to my expectations. And then I'll press buy. And I'll purchase something, and oh, $50 was lost. Anyway, I'll achieve it in real life and then continue achieving in real life and I'll win it back, no problem. And then there goes another $20, there goes another $50. You know, this is an unhealthy type of spend. Be careful about this. However, if you have the funds, and if you think that you want to get ahead faster, you save some time, you know, in that case, psychologically, I don't see a major problem with spending because I know that the effects of spending will sooner or later end. And once the effects end, the reward of the spend is that you get bored. Because there is not much to do, there is less variety in the game. And once you get bored and it's a monotonous routine, then you will have a problem. While my reward is that, you know, I'm not catching up with the player who is gonna take the lead either T-Bop OG or Mr. Pete, one of them. I'm not catching up right now because you see that I'm hoarding a lot of things. In the marketplace, not marketplace, what is it? In the altar, see that I have 1,300 silver keys. Why? Because once you level up, you will get better resources in exchange for the silver keys. I could spend them all, and then I could level up at least the roster, because in the roster, you see I'm still getting these 20-something% extras, and I could increase it with silver keys very easily. Another thing I am doing is that if you check out the marketplace and artifacts, I spent a bit, so I had a bit more essence, artifact essence. But I'm waiting for level 80 for the Sword of Frost components. Oh, I cannot even see this, or either Sword of Frost component or some other component to get unlocked. Level 80, there are 2 slots right here, or level 85 possibly. And then I will spend my artifact essence. I did spend on some of the 600 ones to get a bit ahead, because I was falling a bit behind, and this is a balancing act. I'm fine with where I am right now, but I was falling a bit behind, so I did spend a bit so that I earn enough diamonds in the PvP games. But it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory at all. So these are my plans of getting back ahead, and you see that this is a strategic game that lasts for a very long time, and I'm in it for the long run. And if you're in it for the long run as well, then you get to enjoy every bit of it. Especially considering that the steward helps you do a lot of things. All these minigames can be managed automatically. It's just a matter of 2 clicks. And the 3rd click here, and the 4th click here, plus changing them gives you like 6 clicks in total. It's not much. And you complete most of the things in the game. So that's the idea about pay to win. You see that most of the games are actually pay to win. Just look at F124, it just released not too long ago. You get 3 days extra play, you get more opportunities if you dump down, let's say, $80. And in a couple of months, you can get the same game for $20. It's pay to win. Most of the things are pay to win. Or pay to play, at least. Because if you don't play, you don't win. So in the first days for early access, you pay more. Here as well, for accessing something more, it pays more. And this is when it's important to balance out that the game should treat those who pay a lot well enough, while the game shouldn't alienate those who chose not to pay. Because both types of players are useful, and both types of players are respected and are meant to be respected. And I think here we have an okay-ish balance in this game.